Good morning Year 3, welcome to a comprehension video for Friday the 5th of February. Now this is a video for you if you've got the Year 2 comprehension booklet. Okay, so yesterday we started to look at a text on page 20 called A Rare Discovery, all about a young girl who found a Roman sword in her garden. Okay, and we had some fabulous work sent in. Lots of you answered the first three of those comprehension questions right, and some fabulous purple bookwork sent in, so well done Year 3. I know Leo, you're working really hard to complete your questions, so keep up the good work. Now, before we move on to completing questions 4, 5 and 6 based on this same text today, let's have a look at our learning question for today and get ourselves warmed up ready. So, our learning question is, can I use appropriate adjectives to describe a Roman soldier and answer a range of questions about a text? So we're going to split our lesson into two parts today. The first part for our warm-up, we're going to be finding appropriate adjectives, that means suitable adjectives, to describe a Roman soldier's uniform, okay? And then we're going to move on to answer our questions, the last three on our page. So, my warm-up today is called Awesome Adjectives, and you're going to need your purple book for this, okay? So I want to pause the video now and go and get it so it's all ready. Okay, at the top of your page, I'd like you to write the date, Friday the 5th of February 2021, and if you'd like to, you can write the title of Awesome Adjectives, okay? Now, we know an adjective is a describing word. It's a word that describes a noun. We had a look at adjectives at the start of the week and we were fabulous at them, Year 3. So today, I have got, based on our text, I've got a Roman soldier, okay? We can see him in his uniform here. And we're going to come up with different adjectives to describe different parts of his uniform. So he's got his helmet, he's got his armour on his body. Underneath his armour, he's got a tunic, a woolly tunic, a woolen tunic. He's got a shield, he's got his weapon, which is a spear, okay? So what I'd like you to do is have a go at quickly drawing a Roman soldier underneath your date for today, in the middle of your page, but make sure you leave some lines either side, because we're going to be writing our adjectives there, okay? Now, when you have drawn your Roman soldier, we're going to write lots of adjectives all around him to describe his uniform, okay? So if I pick his helmet, that's a noun, that's a thing he is wearing. I'm going to look at what colour it is, what shape it might be, to describe it. So have a look at that helmet. What colours can you see on that helmet? Oh, if you said silver and gold, they're two adjectives to describe the colour of his helmet. Now, I also know his helmet is made out of metal, so I could describe it as being metallic. That's a nice adjective to use. Now, I've come up with 3 adjectives just to describe his helmet, so I'm going to put them in a little list phrase. So we had the word silver. Because it's a list phrase, I need a comma to separate the adjectives. Silver, we said gold. And to link my last word, my last adjective, silver, gold, and I said it was metallic, okay? So I've picked 3 adjectives there to describe his helmet. So I'll go to the next part of his uniform now. I might describe his weapon. Now, having a look at the top of his weapon, what describing words could we come up with to describe that? Or if you say sharp or pointy, well done, okay. Or thin, you may have came up with, sharp and pointy. So there are 2 more adjectives. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is once you've drawn your Roman soldier, you can use some of my adjectives, but continue to describe the rest of his uniform. Remember, we can use colours for adjectives. We can say about the size of something. So look at that shield. What size word could we use to describe that? Now, if you're struggling to draw your Roman soldier, I went on the internet to have a bit of a look at one to help me come up with some adjectives too. So I went on this private website to have a look in more detail at their uniform, okay? So his red tunic there, got great descriptions about the helmet, okay? It tells you they wore an undershirt made of wool, okay? So you can always search on the internet to help you complete your warm-up challenge today. So pause the video now and have a go at using appropriate adjectives to describe a Roman soldier's uniform. I can't wait to see what you can come up with. Okay, so hopefully by now you should have completed your warm-up challenge. So we're going to move on to the second part of our lesson where we're going to answer, let's get my hand, answer a range of questions about a text. So the text that we're looking at is the same one as yesterday, the rare discovery text on page 20. Now yesterday we did some retrieval questions, so we'll see a retrieval question today where, like Rex the retriever, when you throw a ball or a stick to him, he runs and gets it as quickly as he can. You're going to be finding information in our text and recording it down, okay? And there are some inference questions today in your text, on your question box, sorry. So we know an inference is an idea or thought that you have, but you've had that idea from something that you've read in the text. So something you read has made you think that way, okay? And we're going to use clues from the text called evidence to help us. So let's have a look and recap our text for today. So yesterday I started to read a couple of paragraphs of this text to you and I asked you to pause the video and read the rest. Now I've seen some more words in the text that I think are a little bit tricky. So we had unusual, okay? So you've got that in the last paragraph of your text that you would have read yesterday. Now unusual discovery, that means it doesn't happen often, okay? It's very unusual, it's not the usual, it's the opposite, okay? We've got an ordinary Roman soldier. So ordinary just means it's very common, you see it a lot. So an ordinary Roman soldier, there would have been lots of those types of Roman soldiers who would have carried that sword. And then we've got at the bottom, a Roman sword in such good condition. Now, if something's in good condition, that means it's not gone rusty, it's not been broken, okay? It's been kept in really good condition, so it almost looks like it could be new, okay? So I want you now to pause the video again, and I want you to have another good read of this whole page of text, because we've had our whole night's sleep since yesterday, and it will help you refresh your memory. Okay. So let's move on then, once you've read your text, to answering questions 4, 5 and 6 for today. So, question 4. Where was the sword taken after it was dug up? Okay, so that's a retrieval question, so your answer is going to be in that text. So you need to skim and scan to find your answer and then underline it and copy your answer here. Now I've highlighted the word where, because remember we can use the question to help us search for key information in our text. So where was the sword taken after it was dug up? You're looking for a place then, okay? Looking for a place it was taken to after it was dug up. Question 5 then, why do you think there is an exclamation mark when Dr. Abbasi says, what an unusual discovery this is, okay? Now this part here is in the text. What an unusual discovery this is. So you need to use that to help you with your answer today. Now it's like an inference question, it's asking you, what do you think? Now an exclamation mark, you will see that at the end of this sentence is a piece of punctuation that looks like that. And we would use it at the end of a sentence instead of using a full stop, okay? Now we don't just use exclamation marks instead of full stops for no reason. We use an exclamation mark because it can tell us how the person said something, okay? So Dr. Abbasi said, what an unusual discovery this is. Now have a think about how I read that. Now I read it that way because there's an exclamation mark at the end of my sentence. So Dr. Abbasi would have been surprised when he saw that and got that discovery after Ava had dug up that sword, okay? So, why is there an exclamation mark there? How did I just read that sentence because of the exclamation mark, okay? How was Dr. Abbasi feeling when he found that discovery from Ava? Right, number 6 then. How do you think Ava felt when she realised she had made such an important discovery? Now I've highlighted why, because that's a 2-part question again. So you need to come up with a feeling about how you think she felt when she found that sword. So you could use the text to help you and read what Ava said, but then you've got to think, if you were Ava, how would you feel? You've just found that really important discovery of a Roman sword from years and years and years and years ago, okay? So how do you think she felt? But then you need to tell me why. So I'm expecting your answer here because you've got 2 lines to give me more of an explanation. I think Ava felt, you need to tell me how she felt, happy, sad, excited, surprised, upset, okay? So whatever you think, but then tell me why. So I'm expecting that magic word that we use to explain our answers because. So I think Ava felt something because, why do you think she would have felt that way? How would you feel if you had found that sword yourself? Okay, that rare Roman sword. Now, I have then got an extra challenge for you to complete in your purple book. Now this is just an extra challenge, you don't have to complete it, but I know lots of you are fantastic at doing these. So you should have done your Roman soldier by now, drawn it in your book from the warm-up and wrote lots of adjectives around him to describe his uniform. So underneath that, can you write me some sentences about our Roman soldier, including the adjectives you found earlier? Okay, so if I had a little go at this, the adjectives that I used to describe his helmet were gold, silver and metallic. So I might start my sentence with, the Roman soldier, so I'm using finger spaces, joining my handwriting, okay, if I go wrong I can rub it out with my rubber. So the Roman soldier wore and I used the adjectives gold, comma, silver, so I found 3, didn't I? And metallic. So the Roman soldier wore a gold, comma, silver and metallic helmet on his head. Okay. So that's just one sentence I've managed to make using the adjectives I found earlier. So I wonder if you can have a go at my All-Star Challenge too, okay? Can't wait to see your work, Year 3. Good luck and I'll see you soon.